Your bank account is currently caught in a multi-billion-dollar legal trap, and you might not even know it yet. Yesterday's massive Supreme Court ruling just tore up the trade rules imposed by President Trump's administration, leaving the American economy in a state of absolute chaos. With the 6-3 decision officially overturning the Trump tariffs, the prices of everything from your morning coffee to your next car are in a free fall. But there's a catch. Is this a victory for your wallet, or is the government about to trigger an even deadlier trade war to get that money back? To understand what happened, we need to look at the law called IEEPA, the International Emergency Economic Powers Act. Explaining it to you like you're 5, this law is like a break glass in case of emergency button. It lets the president make quick rules if the country is in immediate danger. President Trump used this law to put high taxes, tariffs, on almost everything coming into the country, from toys to car parts. But the Supreme Court, led by Chief Justice John Roberts, said, wait a second. They ruled that while the president can regulate trade during an emergency, he doesn't have the power to tax it. In the U.S. Constitution, only Congress has the power to tax. By using an emergency law to create a permanent tax, the president basically skipped the line. The court called this a violation of the major questions doctrine, which is the fancy way of saying if a decision is going to change the entire economy, the president needs a very clear yes from Congress first. Not all tariffs are created equal, and this is where it gets confusing. If you're looking at your business's bottom line, here is the breakdown of the Trump trade policy status. The Liberation Day tariffs, gone. These were the 10% to 50% across-the-board taxes on almost every country. Since these were based on IEEPA, the court just wiped them out. Immigration-related tariffs, gone. Any tariffs put on Mexico or Canada to stop the border crisis are now illegal because they also used that same emergency law. Section 232 tariffs, stay. These are the taxes on steel and aluminum. Because they are based on a different law about national security, the Supreme Court's ruling doesn't touch them, yet. Section 301 China tariffs, stay. These are the long-standing taxes on Chinese electronics and goods. These are also based on a different trade law, so they remain in place for now. So while the emergency taxes are dead, the national security and unfair trade taxes are still alive and kicking. If you think the president is just going to walk away, think again. Within hours of the ruling, the White House announced a new plan. They are switching to a law called Section 122 of the Trade Act of 1974. Think of Section 122 as a temp agency for tariffs. It allows the president to put a 15% tax on everything for exactly 150 days. After that, the timer runs out, and he must get Congress to agree to keep them. This is the new Trump tariff strategy for 2026. He's using this 150-day window to force Congress to pass a new law that makes his tariffs permanent. It's a high-stakes game of chicken. If Congress says no, the tariffs vanish this summer. If they say yes, the trade war gets a permanent green light.
Here's the part that is making lawyers very rich. The refund mess. Since 2025, the government has collected over $264 billion in these illegal tariffs. Since the Supreme Court said the law was used incorrectly, businesses are now asking, can we have our money back? Chief Justice Roberts didn't give a clear answer on this, which means every single company that paid these taxes, from Apple down to your local toy store, might have to sue the government to get their cash. Justice Kavanaugh warned in his dissent that this could be a financial disaster for the U.S. Treasury. If the government has to pay back $264 billion plus interest, it could blow a hole in the federal budget. Expect years of legal battles in the Court of International Trade as businesses try to claw back their illegal tax payments.
The Supreme Court just put a leash on the president, but the trade war is far from over. While the court fired the president's favorite weapon, he's already picked up a new one. Prices might drop slightly in the next few weeks as the old tariffs are paused, but with the 150-day timer on the new Section 122 taxes, the roller coaster is just getting started. Keep your eyes on Congress. They finally have the power again, and what they do next will determine the price of everything you buy.